Welcome to the Vintage House Show Spotlight. You are tuned in to WNUR 89.3 FM and HD1 Evanston, Chicago. If you can hear my voice, that means you are tuned into the Spotlight with DJ Momami. So, welcome. Happy Wednesday night. I'm super excited for our guest today. Today's topic is all about underground culture, raves, house music in Chicago. I want to give a quick shout out and a quick plug to the House Music Conference happening at the end of the month, May 31st at the Chicago Cultural Center. From 5:30 to 6:30, we have a panel curated by me, in which we'll be talking about underground cultures in Chicago and beyond and the importance of them. So, without further ado, wherever you are, I want you to give a warm round of applause to our guest for tonight, Initial G.
What up? What up?
Clap, clap, clap. Applause, applause.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you for being on the show with us. So I want to get started with the initial G, baby G. Talk to us about how long you've been DJing and where everything started.
Oh God. So I've been DJing for a while since 2008 actually.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Started a long time ago. My one of my cousins, Tony, he actually had cerebral palsy, and he was DJing with like one hand on the CDJs. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And he's like scratching. I was like, I need to learn how to do this. So he taught me.
Yeah.
And I actually didn't have any equipment back in that time. I was in high school, so I was just using like virtual DJ with like a guitar amp.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, super.
Crafty.
Just hacking into the matrix with that, and it was interesting because I would pull up to like these random like garage parties, house parties, and then it moved up to like doing like halls, and then booking my own events or
And where was that? Here in Chicago?
here in Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah. So born and raised in Chicago, but to some, I'm actually from Miami, Mr. 305.
You're from. See, I did not know that. That's why I was so excited to talk to you today. I was like, I'm about to know
I
so much about.
I actually just learned that today myself. I'm
What?
actually from Miami.
You learned? What do you
I,
mean you
I
learned?
learned I learned about that today.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that. um
We love the never-ending journey of self-discovery.
yeah, it was pretty interesting. But so I was out here in Chicago, and I was doing a lot of stuff on the South Side early on as my old alias was eRock69, and 2014 is actually when I officially changed it to Initial G. So it's been 10 years of Initial G, and like it finally just started popping off.
10 years. Wow.
Yeah.
Congrats on that. 10 years.
Thank
10
you.
years of throwing down. So the reason I really wanted you on the show is because over the past weekend, if you weren't there, I feel sorry for you because it was the birthday party of the century for Mr. G over here. It was the party to be at on Saturday night, the Super Schmoove by Miglan Productions. Shout out to y'all for putting together this underground empire. I mean, it was. I did not feel like I was in Chicago. I didn't even feel like I was in this 3D realm. Like y'all really captured the essence of rave and underground culture. So I want to talk a little bit more about that. You know, what inspired you to start throwing your own events and enter this underground world when it comes to DJing?
It was actually interesting. So like during that time frame, it was like 2010. After a few years DJing, I started like doing things publicly in early college years, late high school years. I got picked up by this crew called Second City,
Okay.
and it was pretty interesting. They were doing like Southside house music, footwork, and like juke music. And at the time, I was doing like electro dubstep jungle shit, and sorry, and it was pretty interesting. They threw me in the mix, and I was just kind of just learning how to fuse things together. And eventually, in that organization, they had me booking the venues and kind of like doing a lot of the entrepreneurial back end stuff, where like I'm reaching out to venues, I'm like scoping things out, trying to figure out the marketing,
Okay.
kind of like jack of all trades. And eventually, like it branched off to like I ended up doing my own events outside of that, and I found like my space somewhere between like the rave scene and like
Okay.
that South Side juke party scene. And
That for me, that was like that was the underground growing up. Was those garage parties, those basement juke parties.
mhm.
That was my first introduction to raving before I even knew what raving was.
Yo, Pilsen,
Cicero,
Midway, Cicero,
Southside, Midway.
Burbank, all of it. Yeah, that was an era, it really was. And that's kind of where it got started. And then eventually I was booking my own events and kind of coming up with these crazy ideas. My first event ever when I was 18 was called Four Locos and a DJ.
Four locos and a
And Four
DJ.
Locos
That
just
is,
came out.
that is, I was gonna say that is so telling of the time.
And yeah, it was sponsored by the neighborhood protection and
Period.
period.
We love it.
And we had like my homie Elok on there, which day one I still can't believe it.
Shout out
Like
Elok, who also played at the birthday party of the century this past weekend.
yes, yes, the homie, and it's kind of crazy. I look back to it and like full circle. We haven't talked for a while, and we started talking again, and like now we're working together again, and we just did that.
Wow.
The Dream Team Pokemon Party, Shadow Lab, and I still can't believe how far it's come. But originally, it was just me branching out, getting my own autonomy within just like how to navigate within that space, and space happened to be like underground bookings, really, and going crazy on Photoshop.
Yeah. I mean, you really do it all. You know what I mean? Like you do the flyers, you do the booking, you do the production. I mean, you got there on Saturday, and tell us what happened.
Oh God, it
Saturday.
was a nightmare. It was great. We got flooded. We got pushed back 90 minutes. There was still water in the venue, and then like
That's just like every event curator's nightmare is to walk into the venue that you're ready to set up and there's water. Like it's flooded.
it's
There's
flooded
water.
like up to your like ankles. And on top of that, I had two art.
Fiasco. I'm sorry, I cannot with it.
It was so bad. Like Scuzzy still got soggy feet out here.
Scuzzy with the soggy. Come on now.
With the soggy.
Shout out Scuzzy.
Shout out
Don't
Scuzzy.
even
He's in the back out here. What up? And yeah, it was great because the team still pulled together throughout the crazy nightmare and then was trying to rearrange DJs. And then I actually had two art installations. One that never saw the light of day, which was actually the basis of the entire thing. So I'm holding it off. It's a secret. We'll see what happens with the next one. But
You're saving it for like a special occasion.
oh yeah, then it's gonna be way better. It's gonna be grander than I thought. But
there you go.
I'm going more of like an artistic route, and I want to just make it more of an experience more than just a juke party. So it's
yeah. What do you talk about what you love about underground culture?
I do what I want.
Yeah.
I do what I want. But yeah, it started off like, just like anyone else, like they're trying to get into the scene. They don't really have any contacts. They don't know anyone, like whatever. So then I just got a group of my friends and I just orchestrated this thing where like we just started putting our own thing together. And initially that's kind of how you do it. You put your own thing together and see if it works. And if it works, the market, the scene, whatever it is, will gravitate towards it or not, or you'll see. And I think just, can I swear? I can't.
Yeah, you can swear.
Okay, just fucking around, find out. That's basically what it is. And I've always just been on my own, like only child. So like, I always
sense of community was.
It was refreshing.
Yeah.
But also, it's just like people were actually down with my crazy ideas, and I was surprised about it. And they're just like, "Yeah, let's do it." I'm
You're
just
like, wait, y'all actually fuck with this?
Yeah.
Like, wait, I'm not out of my mind for trying to pull this thing off?
Right. And I was just like, all right, let's fucking do it. So then we've got Connie, then we've got Elog, then we've got Flotas Negras, and this weekend was just like a dream come true. And the basis is underground, Southside, DIY. Like, that's all it really is.
Absolutely. I asked on my Instagram before the show if anyone had any questions for you / us. And some people submitted. So two questions that really stood out to me. One of them was, what do you wish to see more of in the underground scene?
Communication between, I would say, crews.
Okay.
Communication between, I guess, creators and consumers, the scene and the people behind the scene, and just transparency and understanding. And really a lot of things can be figured out throughout the scene with communication. And if there's a lack of communication, there's a lack of unity.
Like, are you talking to the point of making sure y'all aren't like all booking something on the same day, or like what do you mean when you say that?
So specifically, booking on the same day as well, but like more so like understanding like we're all in this together and it's underground for a reason, and we need each other as a whole, as a community, as an economy, actually.
As an economy.
And there's no reason for infighting. There's no reason for weird animosity, and like.
Have you experienced animosity?
Oh yeah, like there's definitely like people out there who just don't agree or like would like to see what we are doing or be part of it. And with open arms, I still extend and it's like, hey, if you want to help and make this scene better, healthier, and thrive a little bit more. So like, yeah, there's a lot of us. There's competition, but it's friendly competition, and it's not anything where like you know things just escalate to a different level. And I've seen some things happen and experienced some things, and I just feel like overall on all levels, I think just communication and understanding and seeing like we're all in the same boat together. We started as people with passion, started as people with a drive and I guess a dream to see something come true together as like a community, whether it be like techno, footwork, other facets of dance music, EDM, whatever you call it. But I think being able to delegate, communicate, and being able to make sure that the spaces that we are using together are sacred and respected.
Mm,
And so are those bonds between local
yeah.
Chicago crews. And I think that's something that's building, something that is becoming more prevalent in the scene. We're starting seeing a lot more collabs. We're starting seeing a lot more
Yep.
cross pollination, which is great and it's
Yeah.
healthy. And hopefully we can extend that to other cities as well and create a healthy underground where we don't get preyed on by like Live Nation or all these
Right.
random festivals or River North promoters or anything like that. Like keep it true to yourself and make sure that you're watching out for your people's back.
Speak on it. And someone did comment, said unity in the underground, and it's speaking to what you're saying as far as I really like what you said about the cross pollination and the collabs. I think that competitive mindset feels very anti underground, anti rave. Like it's kind of like the antithesis of why underground culture was even created.
Right.
To me, I see underground culture as this going against the grain, going against the norm, and trying to create a world that we don't see accessible to us in the mainstream. Like you said, in Live Nation and the bars and the restrictions that we see. Because for me, something that I wish were different, um, I would say is Chicago, or what I wish was more of is Chicago's really strict on raves, and we got that anti-rave ordinance that I feel like I mentioned every single show, and I will not stop talking about it until this anti-rave ordinance is, peeled back. But I wish that there was more space for creative agency as far as like, just like let some people party. Let people listen to our techno music till 7 a.m. if we want, like no one's getting hurt. We people like sometimes I feel truly more taken care of in these underground parties than I do at a bar with that security. You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah, and like I completely agree with you. Like the mindset behind the perspective is completely different. We're not out here to like really like pressure you into selling alcohol and things like that. You come as you are, and just be that space, respect the space, and enjoy the experience with us. And it's kind of crazy to see like the difference between the crowds of people who just only go to clubs and people who just go to undergrounds, and like I've seen vice versa, and like it's interesting to see a fish out of water kind of situation and how they mesh. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but you'll see some people like something will turn on, some a light will turn on, and like, oh, okay, this is cool. And
Yeah.
in these spaces, I know people who are literally like, hey, let me volunteer, let me help, let me like actually help make this a safer place, let me help make sure there's like testing kits, let me help make sure there's safety patrol, people who are like looking out for people's like well-being, not just um like you'll hear about bounce, like you said, like bouncers and stuff being like rough or whatever, and like
Right.
things will get reported and like things are not done about it. But like in this version of the underground, people are addressing these issues as quick as possible and actually finding solutions in real world situations, try to make places like this safer, so like there aren't any incidents or there aren't any issues whatsoever. And a lot of our events, I can honestly say like every one of my events so far, there's never been a major issue at all. So like I feel very proud about that, and I really hope you know people in the scene who want to do their due diligence and help. And there's a lot of organizations that do come out and provide services to help out, and I think that should be one of the primary things needed in these events, whether it's completely underground bando style, where it's just like, you know,
Yeah.
legitimate
Yeah.
rented out a place, or you know, permitted or whatever. Like, it doesn't matter which level it is, there should be some level of actual safety and security.
Hmm.
um and I feel like the care, the it's the focus on care in the community. I think that sets it apart, and being able to express yourself and be free without like a dress code, or without like a certain expectation of, you know, even at some of these events, like, you know, if you can't afford to come, like, we can, you know, talk it out, and like, how,
Yeah.
you know, how can we help you, you know, attend, and things like that. And I think at the end of the day, it's just perspective on it. Those clubs is like consumer versus underground is community.
Mm. And there's something very ancestral feeling about community coming together to make sure community feels safe, to make sure community is taken care of, to make sure that, you know, if someone needs testing kits or if someone has needs this resource, that they recognize that and everyone comes together and brings their strengths to the table
Mm-hmm.
in a way that, like you said, we don't see in these bar spaces because it is focused on consuming alcohol, consuming and buying, and not that alcohol is bad, but it's like it's rooted in spending money.
Yeah,
You know,
and
it's,
then
mhm.
if you, sorry, I cut you off, but if you like, if you get too rowdy, or if you consume too much of whatever they're selling you, they kick you out by force. And
By right,
yeah,
by force, and there's that's kind of it. Like
mm,
there's never a level of follow up or aftercare with maybe people involved in a way that I do see at raves that makes, like I said, I think that that's the element that makes it feel safer, is that if I bring something up, it's going to be addressed and we're like mediated in a way we don't see in these kind of above ground, I guess you could call them,
above
spaces.
ground. Yeah, basically. Yeah. But yeah, honestly, that's kind of like the big difference, and that's why I would rather go to an underground than a club,
Yeah.
unless someone's trying to book me at a
And
club.
you know, it's cool because I would also rather, like, I don't want to pay cover to get into a bar, but I will pay to get into a rave. I will pay to get
You're
into,
paying someone's bills directly,
right.
like
I kind
yeah,
of see exactly where my money is going. There's a
yeah.
lot because, like, with underground, it is all self-funded. You know, you're doing it
Hmm.
without sponsorships, you're doing it without bar sales, you're just doing it, you
Hmm.
know, with whatever resources you have that day.
Hmm. Yeah,
Ooh,
really.
dope. I think it encourages also us as artists to be creative.
Oh yeah, figure out the solution yourself, and just DIY till I die.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
Another thing I wish I saw a bit more of. I don't know how you feel about this, but I would love to see more day raves, like
Yes.
day parties, but day raves, like
Yes.
12 to 9. That's some. I feel like you don't see that a lot here. When I was at Movement Fest, I definitely saw it was 24 hours of partying in Detroit, because like people, that's the culture there. Like they love it, and so it was really cool to see people raving to techno when the sun is out. Like at breakfast hours, at brunch hours, people are getting to the function and starting their rave, or maybe it's the middle of their day. I don't know, because it's 24 hours of partying in Detroit during Movement Fest.
Right.
So but I think it would be cool because I know. I mean, I read online. Not that I do this, but I saw there was like a pre-work rave, like 5 to 10,
Okay.
5 to 10 a.m. Like people pull up, they rave, they go home, shower, and then like go to their office jobs.
That's, it sounds amazing. Like, I usually wake up and have my best days when I wake up and like go bike, or just like do like a quick workout and like
Yeah.
just get the blood pumping. So it makes sense. But to plug the day party, June 15th, below the bridge,
Ooh,
King Tom.
wow, asking you shall receive. You said actually you want to see more day rays. You said below the bridge? Okay.
Yeah. McLawn Community Network, super
June
smooth.
15th.
June
You literally
15th.
heard it here first on the airwaves. If you're watching this, open your calendar, June 15th, during the day. Don't say you don't stay up late. Like, don't say I can't make it to raves, I can't support because I don't stay up that late.
It's something like 11 to 9 or something like
I
that.
love
We'll
that.
let you know. But
Okay.
yeah, day party.
Dope. And so I'll, end on this note of what do you hope to see for the future, like in your in your underground kingdom? What are some goals for yourself?
So something that I really want to do is just do more collaborations with local crews and crews outside of our city, and just like bring this idea with us. Super smooth, Miklon, just like really kind of just bring it to the masses. And so far, like, they want it, and so let's bring it to them. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
I just want to spread as far as we can go and plug as many people as we can, you know, and like really shine the underdogs and the folks who are not really getting as much attention as they should, and really put them on a stage where they're heard. And
Mm.
doing that with intention, doing that with community is the key. And I think within the next 5 years or so, hopefully sooner, we'll be able to like sustain something that's mobile and
A
take it across.
traveling rave? That'd
Traveling
be
rave, yeah, yeah.
sick.
So that'd be fun.
That's fire. And it's like just DIY underground vibes in every city.
Every city.
That's dope. And it's cool because I think, expanding your brand, your vision, it teaches you how other people get down, and it
Yeah.
inspires you to bring that back here,
Mhm.
Like I always talk about my experience at Movement Fest because it showed me what's possible
Oh yeah.
for how to get down and how to party.
Get down, get down.
So what can we expect from your mix? What you about to get into?
So this is the house show, right?
Yeah. I mean, but house, techno, it's all in the same family.
So yeah, it's in the same family, and we're gonna show you the evolution of that family.
Oh my God. Period. Let's get into it. Let's get into it.
Dr. Gabba, we have arrived at Goo Goo Lagoon.
Bacardi like it's your birthday. We gon' sip Bacardi like it's your birthday. We gon' sip Bacardi like it's your birthday.
You need a bling bling, I cause a scene. I skirt is teeny, I make 'em fiend. I'm feeling cheeky, come get between. Ding 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 ding, ding ding ding. Buy my bikini, you wanna dream. It's getting steamy, get on your knees. Make 'em beg, I'm such a tease. Ding 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 ding, ding ding ding. Ding ding ding
Thanks for listening to the Vintage House Show podcast. Please subscribe and share, and check us out live, WNUR 89.3 FM, Wednesdays at 10 o'clock.